Good evening. Happy Tuesday, Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio, 45177. There's a couple of things I'm going to be touching on. Um, I got the post hearing brief from Mr. Caligari online, who's the chief counsel who is handling Ruddock's hearings, complaints. So, as I've stated, I mean, my guess, public reprimand. I mean, from a strategic standpoint, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was going to get. Nothing, essentially. And why would he give a shit? But in the meantime, I mean, he's not going to leave. He's leaving tarnished. And I got to tell you, I'm going to do this now. Hang on a second. This should be a disgusting eye opener for all of you. And anybody can do this too, by the way. Ohio Professional Board of Conduct. This is so telling and so revealing. Again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but in order to get here, the disciplinary council has already done its research, and you're there for a reason. So let's see. I'm gonna count these. I'm sorry, but this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 per page. And let's see. 25 per page. Why did that go backwards? But this is oh shit. These are lawyers. I mean, and look at the bottom here. Some of these are closed, but there's 25 per page, and that's, I mean, lawyers and judges for the most part. What's that tell you about the state you live in and these people of so-called moral and ethical our country's in trouble. I mean, it is. It's disgusting that people in these positions know what they're doing, and they take these chances, and a lot of them know that pretty much nothing's going to happen to them. And if you go to the disciplinary council's Google reviews, kind of speaks for itself. But herein lies the problem. Again, the FBI came here in 2018 and said the state of Ohio is the most publicly corrupt from public corruption. But I'm going to read something to you. This is. I'm gonna be posting this too. It's the, but I'm gonna wait until I get paper because I ran out of paper. This is the post hearing brief for the council, and I think it'd only be fair that I read Mr. Ruddock's as well from his defense. It's being fair. So, but I got to read something to you that I found fascinating. During the disciplinary hearing, respondent talked himself in circles, trying to defend his indefensible conduct. Initially, respondent claimed that because he never said elect Brett Ruddock or I'm endorsing Brett Ruddock, he did not run afoul of the rule. I told you, in quotes, I didn't endorse him. I shared his campaign literature on social media. I never told anybody to vote for him. But under questioning from the panel, respondent eventually abandoned this defense and ultimately conceded that an endorsement extends beyond a verbal statement. In fact, respondent conceded that silently walking around a county fair wearing a Brett Ruddock t-shirt would constitute a public endorsement. So you see how. So my thoughts, my opinion on this is you have yourself a master manipulator, narcissist who went before people who held his fate that he couldn't talk circles around. He simply just couldn't do it because he had met his match. Because he's never been held to the fire. He's never been held accountable. But these people hold his fate. You know, whatever that may be. But when you read these things and you read the hearing transcripts, you can see it. You can absolutely positively see it. That this guy is an absolute master manipulator. My opinion. Was in his 39 years. My opinion. And so, as stated, I'm gonna wait and post all these and both sides. You know, being fair, because I believe in fairness. So things are happening. You know, they may not be big things. You know, where that shit's concerned. But again, I believe it's coming. I do. Something that I also want to bring to your attention. I love getting these little updates when I'm podcasting. We send information about this finding so we know. Wow. And it's about exactly what I'm about to talk about. Wow. I'm going to talk about a few things tonight. But this is one that's really take your attention and go to the Ohio Attorney General BCI page and go to the Ohio Unsolved Homicide. So this been ruled a homicide. Jane Doe, number 3776. Unidentified remains. Case number 3776. Identified location, Ohio, Clinton County. Any of you guys hear about this shit? I didn't. Are they really trying to advertise? But here's the fun piece. Wait. You got to read this. Anyone with additional information or questions regarding this case should submit a tip. How are they going to know? Our local media didn't cover it. Wilmington News Journal. No media covered it. So what gives? But I'm going to send this to a media outlet that's going to cover it because I think, let's face it. I mean, it's a female body, unidentified remains. Could that be Carrie Culberson? I mean, it's a legitimate question because her body was never found. I mean, there's so many unanswered questions here. And why is it hush hush? Did they do DNA to compare? Valid questions here because I mean, there's not enough information in there to really gain an opinion. But I mean, it leaves lots of questions certainly open to be asked. So okay, there's that. Why are they not advertising this? Human remains were found, a body, and no one seems to have heard a word about this. Sad state of affairs, ladies and gentlemen. This is a I don't know. This is a bad county. It is. And again, I've got 2 years, and my ass is going somewhere south on the first thing smoking. I mean, I am. I never wanted to come back here. This is not where I'm from. Um, do I love where I grew up? I do, but not what it's become. And Clinton County, and perhaps it was just hidden, out of sight, out of mind, better back then. Growing up, they didn't have all the social media. They didn't have all the tech that can catch everything you do when you fart. I mean, people know about it, and maybe that's what it is, and maybe that was for the better. But an informed, a well-informed citizen is a dangerous person, because guess what? We put you people where you are. Um, I will tell you now, we are, as a collective, a few are looking at doing a recall on Mr. Dickman, because, quite frankly, what I watched, it looked like that man was not representing the city at all, but pretty much telling uh, people of that were, for or with Sugar Tree Ministry, how to sue the city. A lot of people gathered that, but it doesn't matter. That guy's got more troubles than I think he can handle. Um, he's our city law director, the one that got caught bidding on a property that he illegally foreclosed on, and then played fucking stupid as if he didn't know. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I think the guy's a real estate lawyer. I didn't know. Really? Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, you dirty little shit. My opinion. Again, before anybody gets butt hurt and start, oh, I'm suing you. You better read. You better read my introduction to my page. These are my opinions that I can have. So if you don't like it, hit the bricks, man. It's that simple. But I make a lot of valid points, don't I? So I'm going to speak to. I think. I think. No, I don't think I know. I'm sure that the mayor, along with probably the majority of this county, is going to band together and have that ministry shut down, or move to another county, or banished from this county, because there's already enough to claim a nuisance property. There's 10 times the evidence for that. But the question is our handy dandy law director going to do his job? Well, we don't need him to do that. I mean, a lot of people would think so, but there's a such thing as bouncing right over his head, and claiming he's not upholding his duties as the law director, or he doesn't have the citizens of Wilmington at best, but he's being biased towards a nuisance property that he's already showed bias towards. Many think, or would conclude. So we're gonna. I mean, it is what it is. There's already been a death there. There's already been. So again, it's not. I'm not going to sit here and blame, the ministry itself, but what it attracts, and what has been brought here to that place. Well, you're the people that's probably going to get placed under a microscope at some point, because I want to tell you right now, this is body brokering at its best, and Jane Johns and the mayor is kicking the shit out of somebody's cash cow, and boy, are they up in arms now. Woo wee! But if you don't live here and you don't see it firsthand, don't give your opinion. Don't. I mean, really don't. Oh, that's God's people. They're doing. They can't help it. You can't help it. The hell you can't. Yes, you can. First and foremost, me. If this was me and I'm running this place, I got a new set of rules hanging outside my. If I see your face, in court documents, as with open active criminal charges above your head, you're gonna. I mean, I'm not feeding you. And if you don't have an ID, I'm just not. Because if you're able to get out there and commit crimes, by God, you're able to get out and work too. And guess what? There's tons of people hiring, and there's tons of felony-friendly companies that hire. So some of these people really don't, want to get their act together. Some of them really do, and those are the ones that I really feel sorry for because they're being brought here, probably promised, from what I understand, help and a better way of life. And hey, we've got tons of rehab facilities now. We used to have what, one or two? Boy, they just exploded in this county, didn't they? Did the population explode? Well, and the homeless and the homeless vagrants it did, but anyway, again, I don't think people have a huge misunderstanding with Jane and the mayor and a whole other bunch of people. They say that group cares about its community. That group cares about the citizens of this city, this town, which this place is catering to lots of people who aren't from this city and from this town. In fact, that are being recruited to come to this city and to this town for someone's monetary reasons. My opinion. And well, when you see somebody, when you see the fight this is going to turn into, that's when you're going to see that's when you're going to see the mob come out. It pretty much is going to be identifying the mob. My opinion. It's I mean, when you see the people that start getting involved here, they're going to be, okay, so what difference does it make where it's at? Move it to Lebanon, Wait, I if I'm not mistaken, I heard that got turned down over there. Again, I'm going to tell you now, I am a humanitarian to the core, but I also know that I'm not going to quote this because I don't really know, but I also know if you attempt as you're Christian, and I hate to do this, but it states somewhere in the Bible that if you plant the seed and it refuses to grow, pick up your prayer cloth and walk away. And so that's I think there's a lot of these people down there that just they're happy with their addiction. They're happy with their life of crime. At some point, it's going to take rock bottom. Many people have been there. I know many people that's at rock bottom. I've been at rock bottom, and a lot of times it takes that for people for it to really kick in. Unfortunately, the citizens of this community don't want 500-600 rock bottoms in their community pissing and shitting on the streets, against buildings, robbing people, harassing people at gas stations, harassing people at stores doing business, causing businesses to close. This is all factual, ladies and gentlemen. Show me a ministry in this state that has had upwards of 1,000 police calls to its facility, and in under 2 years, EMS and police calls. Show me one, please. Pick it out. Show me, and let's go see how they dealt with it. Show me a church that's had any police calls in a year. So don't cloak yourself under being godly and secretly not being as such, because God's not going to let that happen. God knows the hearts of man. So God's going to win, and when the citizens of this community, well, they're going to see if it's on the up and up. Well, I think God's going to keep it going. If it's not, I think God's going to shut her down. My opinion, I think God's going to shut her down, because I don't think the intent is very godly. I don't. Do I believe in helping people in harm's way? I promise you I do. I have given I couldn't believe the amount that I've given. I'm just going to say it right now. We didn't have shit, a pot to piss in at one time between myself and my ex-wife. We were at rock bottom as a family. I still gave. This person told me to stop giving the money that I gave monthly to St. Jude's. That showed me a side that I'm like, sorry, that I know you're not the caliber of person that God wants me with, and that's God works in mysterious ways. And here I am raising my child alone, and there's a lot to be said about that. But there have been points when in my military career where I hated my job. You know, working the borders when we did JTFs, joint task forces, when we work with INS and the border patrol, busting. A lot of times it was mostly drugs and not for immigration, because every now and again you'd have families that they would come across. But there was one that stuck out in my head where a father was holding his child out to myself and another Marine, and its tongue was stuck to the roof of his mouth. Dehydrated, its eyes were not moving, and we had to escort them gunpoint with. We had to put cuffs, cuff them and escort them. Brought them in, and first cleared them and got them the medical help that they needed. But that's I'm that whole border thing. That's a touchy thing with me. Any piece of shit that'll sit back and claim that's a clusterfuck. You fuck you. You go down there. If you've never been and seen something with your own two eyes, don't listen to the media and give your stupid fucking couch potato opinions. Don't. Go see it for yourself. Are there, over the past course of 4 years, been a lot of bad people? Absolutely, and that's because of the cluster fucks that was running this country. And anybody that's saying that they weren't, well, you're dumb. I'm sorry. That is not the Democratic Party that I grew up knowing. It's simply not. That thing has ran awry. It's. I don't. You know what? I don't even think it. They even believe in the same the moral compass that the Democratic Party that my grandmother was a part of, the Kennedy Democrats. What? Yes. So, yeah, I've been to other countries. I've fed people that threw rocks at us the same night and shot at us the same night. It's in any regard. That I've always had a huge heart and empathy, and I when I give and don't question the gift, because am I smart in my giving? Yeah, I am. I'm not going to go give an addict money. I'll give him a sandwich, 6-pack of water already opened. I'm going to break the 6-pack apart so they can't take it and trade it for shit at the store and get money back from it, because I went down that road too. Yeah, they're pretty smart, you know. Anyway, that's become something that's not that I don't think. You know what? I can't wait to see how that plays out. I can't. Do I fear some of? I mean, yeah. I mean, the city is not what it used to be, and it shouldn't be what it is now. And risking the lives of hardworking individuals, our EMTs, our cops, and for that shit, no. I'm sorry. You know what I think? I think every person that's a part of that entire organization, your monkey asses need to be called up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and your monkey asses go respond. How about that? I mean, if something's happening in a church in some of these countries, the pastor, the preacher, the priest has to show up and deal with it. That's a fact. That's their domain. Unfortunately, that's not happening here. Oh, we're not a church. We're a food kitchen. Well, good time to claim you're not something that you always claim to be to get what you need. Again, my opinion, but I think, and I hope this never happens. I will tell you that if one day an officer is killed at that place one of these days, you're going to see an uprising like you have never seen in your fucking life, because you're going to see the years of outcry of this community and outcry of these citizens trying to get something done to shut that place down, to stop the recruiting of these vagrants to come in and fill their drug courts and the fucking rehab centers. Okay, well, we're not a sanctuary city the last time I checked. Perhaps we are. I don't know. But I know there's ways of posting no vagrancies. If you're caught dropping off vagrants, that should be a felony. Why not? You're trafficking humans. Prove me wrong. I think it's sick for a fucking piece of shit to capitalize and have monetary gains off the illness and sickness of another human being who is in harm's way. That's you're disgusting. But then, oh well, I was myself, so I've been there. I've done that. I know how to. No, shut your mouth. Unless you have a serious set of certificates on your wall stating that you have the ability to counsel people and prescribe correct medicines and prescribe correct treatments, shut the fuck up. Your former addiction doesn't make you the master of your craft. I'm sorry. It simply doesn't. Now, if you had that addiction along with a PhD, yeah, I mean you got a whole lot of ground to stand on. But just because you used to stick needles in your fucking arms and make poor decisions like these people, that doesn't make you the gold standard of counsel, being a counselor. Sorry, it just doesn't. No. Do I think it gives you experience in some? Of course it does. But does it make you an expert? No, it does not. But I can't wait to see how that plays out. I'm gonna touch subject on rhinos. What a despicable, disgusting shitbag. Have you ever heard the term Dino? I haven't. Democrat in name only. Who the fuck wants to act like a Democrat? Hang on. Oh my God. Wind chill -25. Whoa. Anyway, I can't wait to see. Again, Rhino is Republican in name only. They run as a as a Republican because they know they're not going to get elected otherwise. But here's the thing: you can tell in these little shitbags. You can tell they're Democrats just how they act. Hypersensitive. They overreact about everything. They put high emphasis on, especially when they're a victim. He said he doesn't care if my family lives or die. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody said anything about that. I've got so much that I'm going to open up to you people that's just going to simply blow your mind. I'm telling you, I am. It's all about timing, and you're going to see just how deceitful and pathological, deceitful and what liars these people really are. I mean, okay, so if if you get caught in a lie, you're a liar. Don't try to candy coat that word. Don't try to turn up. Oh, I just misspoke. No, you fucking lied. You lied. And I would much rather. I mean, I couldn't imagine going out like that. being known as a liar. And now everyone is going to be questioning every fucking thing you've ever said. So it's a little different for the average Joe. So, was the former law director caught lying? Yep, he was. Is that a little different than a judge? Oh fuck yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because this guy is making decisions and hearing evidence, and has he shown biased? What else has he done? That's the thing. There's so many questions that are left open there. And they said in this thing that he can't harm. And they said he can't harm people anymore because he's retiring. They said harm people. Their words, not mine. Again, when I get paper, I'm going to take the time and read them both. A lot of it's legal jargon. I may just post it in the comment section, put it in a PDF, and let you open and read it yourself. It's public knowledge. All you got to do is go to Ohio Board of Professional Conduct. You go to the Ohio Board of Professional Conduct, and you go to the first one. It says case docket. Open it up and just find Judge Ruddick, and you'll see everything that they've put out there for the public to read. I mean, I've already given it to most of you, and everyone's seen a lot of it anyway. But I do think that this new administration coming in is going to be doing some house cleaning, especially on dirty judges, because he was just a victim of one, and I would imagine he's pretty pissed. So I have too. And boy, do I have a story to tell. By the way, I again, the book, I have a feeling that I have really good feelings about that. I do. I have such good feelings. Hey, some of you shitbags I've mentioned here, look for your faces, because I'm putting your fucking faces in there. I'm putting everything that I've dealt with during your public service, I'm putting in this book. Pictures of everything. Text messages that I've received at 3:00 in the fucking morning from some of these yahoos. Yeah. There's going to be a hyperlink to where you can electronically go and hear the recordings of these people. So it's going to be one of those. It's going to be a grab you by your balls type of thing. Because hey, you know what? Hey, they might have the courts cornered and the judiciary cornered, but let's see who gets the court of public opinion cornered. And that's where it matters, motherfucker. That's where it matters. And you all know that, because and again, here's the fun part. It's going to be libel proof. I've been assured of that. And as long as there's facts and truth, well, I mean, you can't deny you can't deny the photos. You can't deny the audio. Can't deny self-admissions. You can't deny. Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Mr. Petrie and myself both are putting books together, and I spoke with Mr. Haley, our mayor, and he said he put a book together, and it did really well. I'm going to tell you right now. Sorry, Pat, but I think my book's going to blow yours out of the water. I know it is. I know it is. There's just simply no doubt, because what I can assure you is this. I'm going to send a copy of mine to the Commandant of the motherfucking Marine Corps. Then I'm sure he's probably going to like it. And then I'm going to see, hey, can I get this on the Commandant's reading list maybe? That means the Commandant pretty much tells every Marine, you better fucking read it. I don't know that it'll go to that length, or he would do something like that, but you never know. I was I was with 1st Battalion, 7th Marine Suicide Charlie, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines, as I just stated. the most highly decorated and most famous rifle company in the history of the United States motherfucking Marine Corps. So, this being said, there's a little bit of respect that comes, a little bit of skip in that fucking step. There's lots. If you know, you know. So, would you talk about cock of the walk? It is what it is, brother. I'll put it this way: we were the only rifle company in the United States Marine Corps of all rifle companies to maintain and have a second guide on in all of our formations. We had our company guide on, then we had our Suicide Charlie guide on, which was the white parachute flag material with the skull and crossbones with Suicide Charlie, 1st Battalion, 7th Marines embroidered on it. And the Charlie was spelled Charley, misspelled because those fuckers, I mean, anyway, that was, anyway, yeah, it's going to be fun stuff. It's going to be fun stuff. And there's no stopping this. There's no stopping this ball. It's rolling. That horse is out the fucking door. No stopping that. It's been paid for, and it's coming. So prep yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. By all means, have your lawyers at the ready. I can't wait to see. Oh, I'm going to sue you. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. Again, in order to be libel and slander, it has to be false. Well, let me assure you, none of this is false. And the idea that some of these people were being, some of these people in these local groups were being harassed while this guy was a fucking law director. Get him out of your group. Get him out of your group. Why? Why? And then he made claims that I didn't care about his family, buddy. I bet you I care more about those those. I bet I care more about the well-being of your. I bet I do. I bet I do. And it's sad to say that, but I bet you money I do. Because anyone that would enable the fucking shit that we all know took place and try to sweep that shit on the carpet, you don't give a fuck about. No, I'm sorry, you don't. My opinion. I hope behind the scenes, serious, deep counseling was ordered. Maybe not, but again, I'll tell you right now, the statements, the claims that were made was just disgusting. I was hiding in trees. Everybody knows that's a lie. Telling Enza Johnson, one of the local attorneys, former attorneys here, that what she saw on Facebook was a lie, that it was false, it was AI, all this bullshit, it was faked. No, it wasn't, and everybody knows it now. I mean, everybody. I mean, it's the you know what? Anyway, just know that there's the people that respect you are people like you, and I'm sorry, that's not the American way. It's just a fact, and those are the type of people that I think Donald Trump is going to be getting rid of them. I think so. I think there's going to be a nationwide sweep. I do, and I think Mr. Vance is going to follow up in his 4 years, because I'm pretty sure he'll run, and I'm damn sure he'll win. I bet we don't see a Democrat in office for probably the next three or four election cycles. I'd almost bet on it. Who are they going to put up there? Everybody's too afraid because they're so fucked up. Nobody wants their business put out in the streets. Nobody wants their immoral or their unethical acts placed out in the business. They're happy right where they're at, doing their crooked shit. All of them. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them. And hey, you know what? Like I said, I've said this before. Same shit happens on the Republican side. That's why, hey, you know what? I don't play the party lines, but if I'm gonna, I'm going towards the conservative side in the Republican House because I think they give. I think they care more about the citizens. I do. You know, you have people again from this party, that the Democratic Party, and so even some of the parties around here that talk shit about aiding and helping people. Really, what's your real agenda, motherfucker? Where are you getting paid at? Let's track money. Let's track the money. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Semper Fi and God bless.